Impact, co-edited with Wayne Brown and Keith Goff. Scope, newspaper, 68. I was director of Guild Press. And later on, Bongo Man, which name would give a different indication of where my thinking was, between 68 and 70. And Bongo Man carried some of the materials by Walter Rodney, including one that is not very well known, his statement on Amy Jakes Garvey. I was among the people who introduced him to Amy Jakes Garvey, and he had a good relationship with her. I was glad to see Matthew Smith's film on 1968 with the image of Amy Garvey critiquing the Jamaican political leadership led by Hugh Shearer and debunking the view that blacks had power because you have blacks in politics. The impact of Amy Jakes Garvey and her militancy had a deep impact on me. And I want to comment on something in her relationship with Marcus Garvey. And that is, when Garvey was imprisoned between 1925 and 1927, one of the things he instructed, so he gave instructions, was that Amy Jakes should edit philosophy opinions, and these should be distributed to every member of the US Congress, as well as US President. One of the things which struck me about her is that whereas Garvey had the big ideas, she was the person who actually materialized these ideas. Comment on the cooperative basis for the Reverend Claudius Henry's enterprise, not only in Rosalie Avenue in Kingston, but also in Clarendon. When Walter went to the church in Clarendon, the church probably held about 300 people packed. How do you feed those people? Edna Fisher had created not only a fishing business, but also a bakery, a whole place for eating and so on. And very often, whilst people underestimate the importance of entrepreneurship, and there's one thing that this generation I know better appreciates than the Black Power people did, is the importance of being involved in enterprises and in business. I make no apology for Garvey on this capitalism business. Coming out of the Black Power movement, my own involvement in that, I just briefly from memory, this 68 generated a whole activism throughout the region. There is no territory in the Caribbean from Guyana straight to Cuba that I can't visit and I can get a bed to sleep on. No territory, right? And that is extremely important in relationship to regionalism. In 1970, we had a meeting of left-leaning people on a place called Rat Island. We met in Rat Island in order to assess the Black Power movement. And that was in part a period when the evolution towards Marxism gained some ground. The next period, I would say, is on this campus, the most significant event was the organization to build the University and Allied Workers Union in 1971. And when the workers on this campus throughout the largest union in the island, Custom and Industrial Trade Union. And this was a collective effort of both faculty and students, 1971. To follow up on that, 1974, we tried to organize the dock workers. And we were really brutally treated because they brought crash program workers, the PMP brought crash program workers in dumper trucks. And if you see men with knife and axe and cutlass and so on. I got shot in my head. I had to run onto Marcus Garbage where I get a bus reach to KPH and so on. Monroe was cut all over his back. And a number of people were injured. That's my experience on the high level. What's that?
Heavy manners.
Heavy manners under the People's National Party regime. I've experienced it both under PNP and JLP. And they're still my friends, but I recognize the way in which the politics have been constructed. So 74 we formed the Workers' Liberation League. And 78 the Workers' Party of Jamaica. But the most regional activity was the involvement of the UWI, and I've checked over 100 UWI academics who volunteered and were asked to go to Grenada. Big sentiment throughout the entire region. At that time, Professor Lloyd Brathwaite was a principal of Seneca State and approved in quick time this request from the village. So a strong regionalism that took place. Materials are being written, manuscripts I've read, not only Ford but others have written, which will clarify in some way the Grenada events. The question of what lessons you draw from them is another question. And the question of whether the current generation are interested in that, because that's really way back as the was pointed out. I mean, 38, when we were in 68, 38 was just 30 years ago. Why I recommend the study of 68 to 83 in terms of just a upsurge of energy and intellectual engagement across the region. I realized that between 83 and 2018 is a whole new world. The connection with the young people. I mean, I see the new world through my grandchildren, young teenagers now. And you have to learn the world through their devices, what they are watching, what they are playing with, what they are listening to. So, but the basis exists for connections. And you have to learn to talk to people. You have to find a language that relates to the present. And this is where the creative people come in. People like Michael Holgate and what they can do with dance, music, and drama. The people who can do animation, what they can do with that. We created regional energy and have regional networks. People like Keith Noel, Trinidad and Tobago, the late Bernard Marshall from St. Vincent, Jack Wick Williams, about whom the paper was given yesterday, Eichel Torres, by Dr. Francis. He was actively involved in the Black movement. I'm very glad that Donald did that paper. And before that, Jerry had mentioned Eichel Torres at one of our seminars. But that gives a good idea of this relationship between Rasta and the students. And the history of not only people like Michael Hutchins, the late Michael Hutchins, country, but also people like Lucille Edwards of Barbados, who married Ross Singer from Montego. So there's a whole dynamic of relationship with Rasta and with ordinary people that was central to the Black Power movement.